Dr. Kim Anderson, our crop marketing specialist, is here now. Kim, we're 1 month into the new year. What's happening with the markets?
Well, let's start with the value of the dollar. The value of the dollar against other currencies that we compete with, that determines our real price on the foreign market. It's came down, and I think that's good. Also, this last week, the price of nitrogen, I think, took a dramatic drop. They were talking about around $950 a ton, down to $770, $780, somewhere in that. So a significant decline in nitrogen prices. You always got to talk about the weather, the drought in the United States, the drought in Argentina. It was too wet in Australia. The quality of that crop. You look at Australian wheat production, it was a record 1.35 billion bushels. That's compared to 900 million for an average. Argentina, drought, 460 million bushel crop. Their average is 700 million. And then you got to look at the U.S. crop conditions for the winter wheat crop. In Oklahoma, our wheat is 34% poor to very poor, 39% good or fair, and then good to excellent's only 17%. And that's all over the hard red winter wheat area. And so our crop conditions are on the bottom side of that limit.
Looking at all these factors, then, what are you seeing in terms of the current pricing trends?
Well, everything's, I think, factored into the market. You look at wheat prices, you can go back to November, they just leveled out, around $8 a bushel, range between $7.70 and $8.50. You look at corn prices, again, go back to Thanksgiving, slightly higher. They're ranged from around $7 to $7.50. They're up in the $7.40 level right now. You go to soybeans, we've had a slight uptrend in beans since Thanksgiving, $14 to $15.50. They're in the upper part of that limit. Some people are talking about them breaking out or just moving sideways. Cotton, right around 84. So not much going on with prices.
We're in the time of year when producers are getting their 2023 budget sorted out. What are you seeing in terms of what the market's offering for 2023 crops?
Well, just like the current prices, cash prices, it's been relatively flat. You can look at wheat, forward contracts somewhere around $8 to $8.25. It's been down as low as $7.50. And up the top there is $8.25. If it breaks out the top, it could go on, but I don't expect to do that. You look at corn prices, that's for the 23 harvest, $5.60 to $5.85, 25-cent range there over the last couple of months. It's on the bottom part of that range for the corn prices. Bean prices, they were up near over $13 there for a while as you came into the first of the year. They've trended down to $12.50 and up around the $12.75, $12.80, something like that for forward contracted. Cotton, 84 or 85 cents, right at that range. Cotton just hadn't moved much, and they don't expect much change in cotton between now and the 23 harvest.
So what other things will you be keeping an eye on between now and harvest?
We can break out the normal suspects. We're going to watch the value of that dollar. If that dollar value continue to come down, I think that'll help our exports. Of course, wheat stocks are tight in the United States, and they're tight around the world. You got the poor crop conditions, so we're going to watch rain, timely showers. It'd be good if we could get rid of the drought, but we can still produce wheat if we can get the rain at the right time. I think top dressing, lower nitrogen prices. Now, I don't know if they're going to be lower in Oklahoma because probably most of the fertilizers already been bought by the dealers and needs to be sold at those higher prices. So we're going to be watching some things like that. If you look at corn and beans, of course, it's what's going on in South America with Brazil and Argentina. And we haven't talked about the war. This past couple of weeks, Russia's stopped the inspections for Ukrainian wheat moving out, Russian wheat's moving, and Russia's got a record crop to move on the export market. So we'll watch how that's coming out on the market.
Always a lot to talk about, Kim. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.